Beware and educated. There is a grooming process to abuse. But constant experience shows us that every man invested with power is apt to abuse it and to carry his authority as far as it will go. Clergy sexual abuse, mental abuse, abuse of power, emotional abuse, and spiritual abuse. Representing the Anabaptist Mennonite chapter of SNAP, Dr. Cameron Alteris delivered the following speech at the annual SNAP conference in Alexandria, Virginia on August 2, 2015. More than 300 survivors of sexual abuse in faith communities and their loved ones gathered to hear speakers from around the world who educated and inspired us to protect the vulnerable and expose the truth about sexual abuses of power in our own denominations. The grooming process. Step 1. Gain her trust. Step 2. Physically isolate her in a one-on-one meeting or a counseling session, for example. Step 3. Give short pastoral hugs upon meeting and parting. Step 4. Move to emotional isolation. Make the conversation increasingly personal to learn her issues, her weaknesses, her dreams, and offer to mentor her. Slip in subtle questions about aspects of her sexual life. Touch her hand in a caring, pastoral manner and lengthening the pastoral hug. Step 5. Prime her for the next steps through flattery and making her feel special, thus warranting the pastor's attention. She won't think to question the integrity of the words of a man of God. Step 6. He then enmeshes himself in her life by befriending her family, her spouse, and children, especially in public. This is to ensure that everyone, especially the woman, sees the relationship with the pastor as completely normal. Step 7. In public, throw her knowing glances. Brush by her in very non-accidental ways to cement the secretive specialness between them. Step 8. Psychological isolation. In private, question her. Perhaps even criticize her friends, her family, her spouse, and give an even longer, more meaningful pastoral hug. Step 9. Share privileged information, even of the pastor's own unhappiness, his loneliness, especially his marital dissatisfaction. In brief, the pastor seeps under her skin and into all her places of least resistance and greatest need. He sets it up so the woman comes to believe she needs the pastor. This grooming process can take a few days or last a few years, depending upon the skill and the patience of the perpetrator. Step 10. Move beyond pastoral hugs to sexual touching. The bond between victim and perpetrator is sealed when the pastor receives the assurance, articulated or not, that their secret is safe, and of course the pastor told her that she was the only one. The woman wonders what she did to invite this. Did she maybe consent to his sexual advances because she didn't resist them? Perhaps she tempted this reverend man of God and possibly now poses a threat to his reputation. Through her silence, the woman, number 1, adds to her own victimization. Number 2, becomes complicit in protecting the perpetrator. And number 3, can't warn any other victims. At the core of the woman's silence is the knowledge that the pastor is a widely respected public figure, and the doubt that anyone will believe her. She knows it's risky to reveal the abuse to the religious authorities with the power to hold the perpetrator accountable. Will she be believed and supported, or will she be re-victimized to protect the institution and blamed for having an affair? Re-victimization is even more traumatizing than the initial abuse. On top of all this is her embarrassment that she, an adult, fell into this. It's okay to speak out and ask for help. Shame steals, but Jesus heals. Psalms 103, verses 1 through 4. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits, who forgives all your iniquities, who heals all your diseases, who redeemed your life from destruction, who crowns you with loving kindness and tender mercies. Beware and educated. There is a grooming process to abuse. If you are in bondage to sin, or if you've been a victim of abuse, there are people that you can trust, and there is freedom.